Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Today is Friday, November 16th, 2018. My name is Jeremy. You're watching First Cup, and this is my first cup of coffee. I made it extra strong today. Ah, that's good. It's good coffee. Wait, something smells funny. Something's off with my coffee. Not so off, I won't drink it, but off. Maybe because it's hot and I'm drinking it funny. Well, it's Friday, and it's snowing. Fridays are one of those days that I leave the house. I do some consulting, some of the, you know, do some of the work so I can keep the money in whistlekick, so we can grow, we can scale is the word that we use in the entrepreneurial space. But it's snowing. It's snowing a lot, so I might have to be doing today's work from home, which has its pluses because it means I can easily shift back and forth and do a little bit of whistlekick work. What can I tell you? So yesterday we had a photo shoot, in part for some kind of, we'll call it stock photography, some photography around the new uniform, the luminary. Did a bunch of shots of that. They came out amazing. Oh, and I think, what was the thing I wanted to talk about? The thing I wanted to talk about today is trusting your gut. I get, we all have people in our lives that tell us what we should do and how we should do things and who we should be. And sometimes we should listen to those people. But a lot of times we shouldn't. And there are a lot of people that tell me what I should do with whistlekick. And I don't listen to hardly any of them. There are very few people who I respect when it comes to doing something big like this, running a business. Oh, wrong way. And everyone's opinion isn't equally valid. But here's the thing. Even the people who I really trust, I'm not just going to blindly take their advice. Sometimes I've got to do what feels right in my gut because at the end of the day, I'm the one that's paying the consequences. It was something my mother was fond of saying, that, she's not going to let people talk her into doing things because they weren't going to be picking up the pieces if it didn't go right. You got to be responsible for your own actions, right? I mean, we know that. But you've got to figure out what works. You got to find your own way. And you got to trust that you're on that path. There are a lot of things that happen at whistlekick that I can't articulate why we do certain things. I just trust my gut. Why do we end up picking one manufacturer over another? Sometimes it's gut. Good morning to the UK. Or good lunchtime. Why, I don't know, why any of the things that we do. Sometimes I can justify them. But could I justify them to say this is the best choice? Not often. It's gut. It's a gut feeling. And I think we as martial artists have a better ability to tap into that because as we train, excuse me, there's a cat there. It's being annoying this morning, as in every other morning. When we trust our gut, no, stop, words. As we train self-defense, we get better at honing our instincts, trusting our gut. A lot of times our gut is really nothing more than just being able to pick up on very, very small signs, nuance. If we're in a defense situation, if we're training in the gym or something, and I drop this shoulder, I'm going to do something. I pull back, I'm probably going to come through and punch with that side. And the better we get, the more we can pick up on a subtlety and react to it. And the same happens in non-combat stuff. The same happens in business and in personal relationships and life. You get better at observing, you get better at reacting. I've done a number of episodes on martial arts radio where we talk about observation and the value of observation, of going to a coffee shop and sitting in the corner and just watching people, of making that something intentional, because you learn so much about the way people are, and then you start being able to predict their movement, their actions. The better you are at predicting what other people can do, the better decisions you can make. If you know how your friends, your family, your spouse is going to react when you say something, you can start to play out those scenarios in your mind and understand, oh, this is the one that leads me to the best outcome, or the one that is most likely going to be well received. It's a skill that's used in sales. It's a skill that's used every day by everyone, but most people stink at doing it. Seems like it's worth practicing and improving, doesn't it? So when I say I trust my gut, I do. But I'm trusting my gut based on a lifetime of understanding, of research, of getting better at knowing who and what people are. One of the things that creeps into martial arts radio from time to time is my status as a child nerd, right? So when you're a nerd, you don't get included in a lot of things, which means you are excluded, which gives you an opportunity. Because yes, every negative can be spun into a positive. So what was the positive in hindsight? It was my ability to observe what other people were doing. It was the ability to see how others were interacting. And finally, my senior year of high school, I went, you know what, Jeremy? You're smart enough to take these observations, take this knowledge, and use it. And that marked a dramatic transformation for how I was received by others. By the end of my senior year of high school, I had a bunch of friends. Girls were starting to notice me. And I hit college like a ton of bricks. And not only did I have friends, I was objectively one of the more well-known people on campus as a freshman, as a first semester freshman. If you take the data and you take the ability to process the data, you can figure out what to do with things. But sometimes you just gotta, you gotta trust your gut. You gotta own the decision to choose one way or the other. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna learn something, right? Either you made the right choice or you made the wrong choice. And if you're open, if you're observant, you're going to learn either way. And life is really just about figuring out what not to do. I look out at the snow today, and 20-something-year-old Jeremy would have said, I could drive through this, I'll be fine. No, I probably will be fine. Statistically, I will be fine. And I haven't made the decision whether I'm going to make the hour-plus drive to St. Albans, Vermont, to do this work. But what am I going to do? How am I going to react to this? I'm going to take a look at the roads. I'm going to look and see how fast the cars are coming down my road. How far off from their normal speed are they? I'm going to, even though I know how to get there, plug the route into Google Maps and look at how much slower it says it's going to take me, because there are those little, that if you use Google Maps, it'll tell you about drive time and where it's congested and where people are driving a little slower and where people are driving much slower. And I can make a decision based on that. And I can take a look at what I have on my agenda for today and how impacted will it be by not being there. Now, if next week was a regular week, I'd be a little less likely to go. But next week is a holiday week, and I've already decided not to be there on Friday, because Friday is Black Friday. And if you've never worked in retail, you get nothing done other than selling things on Black Friday. So my goal is to make sure everything is set up and working well for next Friday. And as I say that, there's another big reason for me to try to go today. So that was a lot of rambling and tangents, but I hope you see thread. The thread is finding your own path based on all of the information available to you, your gut, your experience, and the nuance or even the dramatic information coming to you from others. So as you go through your day today, I want you to be aware. I want you to be observant of everything that everyone else is doing. And if it's exhausting, because it is, to be that alert, try just doing it for small bits of time. For the next 5 minutes, all I'm going to do is observe what's going on around me. And over time, you get better at it. And it becomes more innate, more second nature. And if there was one martial arts skill that we focused on more, that would benefit everyone, it would be this. It would be teaching this. So maybe I'll spend some time talking about how to do that another day. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm off to Maine for some training. And I will see you back here on Monday. Don't forget, if you are not on our newsletter, get on the newsletter. We've got holiday promos coming very soon. Those emails are going to start next week. And we will post some of that on our social media, Facebook and Instagram specifically. But the only place to really be guaranteed you're going to see all of that is our newsletter. So go to whistlekick.com, sign up for the newsletter, get on that list. We're not going to bombard you. We'll send you a bit more than we normally do for the holiday stuff, but it's generally just a couple times a month. So take care. Have a great day. Peace.